I'm feeling right, I'm good to go. Late every night, I'm all alone. I see a light, I call your phone. So won't you come on, and come on every day. I'm on the road.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Back again, the anti-social celebrity with me, Marco. Today's topic, with the last one being about change, I felt it pertinent to sort of discuss why it is that I went from rap music as A-Tone the Priest to just rock music with Marco Restrepo, which is me. I know some people have asked me this, and I know a lot of people supported my rap career as well and bought some of the songs. And I think it's important to know that, first of all, it's not dead. A-Tone the Priest isn't dead. He's still alive. I still make music under that moniker. If I do want to rap, I'm still with One Up. Me and Sean Spell's still a team. We still, work together. But, for the most part, I just feel like, hip-hop music has sort of... There comes a point in your life where you have to challenge yourself a little bit more. And if you feel that you're not growing, if you feel like something is not a challenge, and then you need to, either find new things to do or, make that more challenging. And considering that, my raps were, very, wordy, very, towards the end, had a lot of a message, a lot of concept. It's like I was challenging myself a lot with rap. So, I felt that the challenge for me, is to say less with more. And, and that's very possible when you do rock music. You have to capture a message in a lot less words than you would if you're rapping. When you rap, it's almost like verbal diarrhea. You just put everything out there. And I just, not only am I, disinterested with the culture at this point, I think that what is successful in rap music at this point in this day and age isn't necessarily something I can vibe with, whether it be, Drake or the Migos or Future. Don't get me wrong, I like some of their music, but it's like even the songs that I listen to it, I'm like, what are they saying? It's like when your parents tell you stories, after a while it's like, I've heard that story so many times that it's like it's almost like you almost mock them when they tell it. It's like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and then that happened. So now at this point with rap, it's like I hear the same stories over and over again. It's like even with Kendrick and J. Cole, it's like the story, they're complex. The way they say it is complex, and they use a lot of skill. But it's at the same time, it's like you cannot deny that you've heard these themes over and over again. You know what I mean? And even though you could say like things like rock and it's like love and sex and all these things, it's just, it gives you a bigger canvas to paint when you have to say less words. So it's more interpretation involved. Whereas in hip hop, since I'm saying exactly what I mean, there's not much left to interpretation. I don't necessarily want to tell my story through the lens of hip hop. Because a lot of people do. There's a lot of people from the suburbs who rap. You know what I mean? But it always ends up coming off, like with that sort of tinge of, oh, I gotta be this, or I gotta be that. Even someone like J. Cole or Drake. I'm not denying any kind of hardship or struggle they went through. But these are obviously, suburban kids. They have white mothers. But it's still, they come off with this, and it's not just a music thing, it's a culture thing. It's like when you're black, you're forced into this box of like, being hip-hop, being urban, talking a certain way, having certain values. And it's not that I don't agree with a lot of these things or, find them, find them useful. But at the same time, it's like I can agree just as much with the white counterparts and white culture as I can with black culture. So, and the most importantly, it's just what comes out of me. Like I said, it's what I listen to. When I started listening to the Beatles, Nirvana, I started listening to Sum 41 again, like what I had when I was younger. It's like, that's what came to me, you know what I mean? That's the music that resonated at that point in my life. Those, my feelings that I had now, my feelings that I had then, pretty much ever since 2010, have been that. It's been captured in that. It's like, I'm not afraid to embrace my emotions. I'm not afraid to, be vulnerable. You know what I mean? And it's interesting, because hip-hop has come more over to us, singing, kind of thing, but still it lacks the substance. Now I play instruments, and I feel that, at some point I want to bridge that gap again and sort of come back to hip hop and use those elements, of instrumentation and whatnot to bring it back together. But it's all this to say that, I stopped rapping because I needed more of a challenge. I started playing rock music or whatever it is that I do because, that's where I was spiritually guided. That's where my mind took me. That's where time took me, my interest, my research. I started researching success. I started seeing, and because music is what I've always wanted to do. So I'm not just going to limit myself within music. I didn't always want to be a rapper. I wanted to do music. So I started looking like what has been successful. Who sold the most records? I look at Elvis and the Beatles. I'm like, okay, what did they do that was so great? And up until 2012, I only passively knew about the Beatles. It wasn't until then when I really started going into their catalog and saying like, wow. It opened my eyes to a whole nother form of expression that you can sort of do, And that's what it's, at the end of the day, that's what being an artist is about, expressing yourself. And, of course rap is the purest form of expression because you're almost literally talking. But at the same time, to me, it's limiting because of the box it's in. I don't want to be in any box. I can still be the urban, African American, Panamanian, Nigerian, whatever it is. Whatever box you want to put me, I can still be all that, but still play rock music and still play my guitar, still play drums, play the bass. There's no box. You know what I mean? Like, I've never agreed with, just picking a box and sitting in it. I'm not going to be a country artist. I'm not going to be a punk artist. I'm not going to be a hard rocker like Led Zeppelin. I'm not going to be a blues specialist. I'm not going to be a gangster rapper, conscious rapper. I'm just going to be me. So whatever I feel at the moment, and I don't know why maybe it's so unusual or why it's taken someone so long to sort of just transcend music and just do what they want to. If you feel what I'm saying, go ahead and comment, like this. If you disagree with me in any of my points, I'm sure there's something you disagree with. Go down there, say something, talk about it. Also follow me on social media, Going Marco, Twitter and Instagram. Dapriestmuzik with a Z-I-K at YouTube. Check out some of my music. Just Google me if you want to. Marcorestrepo. I'm all over the place. So yeah.